PBS.
Major funding for this program is provided by the Washington Centennial Commission. Additional funding is provided by the Music and Art Foundation, the Washington Mutual Savings Bank Foundation, the Norcliffe Fund, and by the subscribers of KCTS Seattle.
Without all the women, now where would we be? Working and caring throughout history. Their hands on the plow, but their stories untold. So here's to the women who shouldered the load.
In celebrating the women of Washington's 100 years of statehood, one must recognize the fact that Native American women were here long before the pioneers. Helma Ward's immediate descendants go back 500 years. Helma lives in the Makah Reservation at the northwesternmost tip of Washington state in an unusually beautiful natural area of wild ocean beaches, summer flowers, and primordial forests. The Makahs have a proud history of being whale hunters, but today a major source of their livelihood comes from salmon fishing. 15 miles down the coast from Neah Bay, the main Makah town, an ancient village was uncovered in 1969 at Ozette. This archaeological site had been preserved by a mudslide for over 500 years, and now a beautiful museum has been built in Neah Bay to house the excavated treasures. Helma Ward's grandfather and granduncle were the last living of the Ozette tribe, so she has good reason to be totally committed to preserving her culture. Helma works at the museum and in schools, teaching her native Makah language.
In Makah, it means a lot more than in English. If I say hello, I'll say, oh, ahuatak, ahuatak. This means, oh, is that you? Is that you? It's like saying hello, but then when we say goodbye, take care, shu hakas khatlika, hakas khatlika. That's something that like kind of be careful on your way, take care now. It's hard to translate because there's a deeper meaning to it than just saying, well, take care, you know.
I'm finishing up on some of the curriculums that we have to make for the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth graders in school here. And it's very important because they need to get the backgrounds of their heritage. What day is this one? Good. Weeksy. Everybody say Weeksy. Good. And it's windy, isn't it?
I think that the Indians are more closer together than any other races. When I was little, I had 3 people to take care of. So in the morning, my mother would make me stop in there to see if they needed anything. And then another widow, and I'd have to stop and see her, and then an old man who was blind. So I would go there in the evening and sweep out his house and fix his bed and wash his dishes and then go home. So this is the way we took care of them. My first husband was a minister. He was an evangelist. Well, his belief was different than mine. Just didn't ring no bell with me at all. I wanted to believe the way my dad believed. We prayed to what we call the daylight. It's the same thing as what they preach, really. And then we prayed to Father in heaven, who was the daylight. And he says, you don't have to be in church to believe in God. God is everywhere.
My mother had done a lot of fishing. She was a very good fisherman. My dad could never fish because just one wave used to make him sick. So he'd never made a fisherman at all. That's why my mom was a fisherman. So she would come home with all the fish we needed. All the dried fish would be dried by my grandmother while she was taking care of us. I'd like to see the reservation stay here because this is where I grew up and this is where my grandchildren are growing up and my great-grandchildren are growing up here also, although they've been away for a while, but they've come back. I'd like to see them do just exactly like the Navajos. They send their children to school and they make doctors out of them, lawyers and everything, and then they hire them right back into their tribe. They can do that here too because there are children that are very smart. I know we can do it.
You're dead too, we're all dead! Don't panic! What else is there to do?
You can expect to see an entire afternoon of madness and mayhem, beginning at 1 o'clock, Saturday on KCTS 9.
Next time on Masterpiece Theater, A Doll's House, Henrik Ibsen's timeless portrait of Nora, devoted mother and wife.
Please, won't you take care of things and help me decide? And tell me what time to be and what my costume should be like?
So my willful little girl is looking for someone to come to her rescue.
I just can't get anywhere without your help.
But a secret could shatter her perfect life.
This secret is my joy and my pride. And if my husband got to know about it in such a horrible, clumsy way and got to know from you, you'll cause me the most terrible trouble.
Only trouble? It is clear that you haven't the faintest idea what it is you're actually guilty of.
See that letter? There. The letterbox. Yes, of course I can see it. The letters from Crowstar. Nora.
Juliet Stevenson, Trevor Eve, and Geraldine James star in A Doll's House on Masterpiece Theater.
Sunday at 9 o'clock on KCTS 9.
A fascinating and illuminating glimpse of childhood in the former Soviet Union as seen through the eyes of its children. Age 7 in the USSR, April 1st at 7.